Alright, stream should be live. My app should connect momentarily. First and foremost, welcome to Impact Gaming Community's Broken Earth campaign, part of our Critical Impact chapter. We apologize for starting a little late today. Some of our players just need a little extra time getting here.
Breaking the Earth is hard.
The Earth is already broken.
Fixing it is hard.
Yeah, fixing it's hard. Putting it back together, you gotta glue all the little mountains and...
It's full of lava.
Anyways.
It gets everywhere.
Couple points of order. First, Nyx will not be joining us tonight. She is not feeling well. So Nyx will be played by Agamemnon and or Robot DM.
Nyxbot.
Let's see. After reviewing the footage, I have ruled that the Paladin Smite spells should be a one hit and then done, because otherwise it seems just a little too powerful. That is on me, because the wording is kind of weird, and I'm not exactly in the right mind when I DM, because you have to understand, when you DM, you gotta take care of like 10 things at once. So we just rolled with it.
So when that 11th thing came around,
Agamemnon's
just knocked you out of
divine
whack.
fury was channeled in him that last fight. I'll just say that. And one final point of order. Sivart, I told you that when you searched the queen's body, you found like some gold pieces and that book that's like inscribed in copper plates with rings and whatnot. I also kind of forgot to mention that dark crystal she was holding as part of the ritual. That's kind of important too.
Dark crystal.
Yeah. Alright.
With dead
I
queen.
believe we are all caught up, so let's go ahead and have everyone roll a d20, except for Jericho, as he is exempt from our recap this week.
Oh no.
Thank you, Layla. Thank you.
It is your story arc, Leia.
And you know, I was just thinking you haven't given us a recap in a while.
Oh, balls.
Are you prepared, Layla?
Yep.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go.
Last time on Broken Earth, we went to the Leviathan's grave and found a temple. It wasn't really underwater, I guess. There were a couple puzzles that we broke apart and solved in different groups, mostly Aggie and Jericho. And then we came to the Marrow Queen and Mellum. Mellum cut off her hand, and we ended up... Savart looted her body. And she also had a small child that she had held, and we're still investigating. And right now, we're trying to wrap that up here. So, onward.
No sacrifices on my watch.
Onward! Alright, we'll just put you guys back in the temple where we last left off. I'll move my keyboard around here. Center the stream. And we're back inside the temple. I don't know why someone put Corrales emblem here.
What a mess. What
I'm
a
just gonna
mess.
move that off screen.
DM, you are muted. I cannot hear you.
Oh yes, I'm sorry, I forgot. I was blowing my nose again. Right. So here we are, back in the temple. Center of the stream. Right. You have ungagged Mellum. So you can answer some questions.
Right. Oh, that's right.
Or you can gag him again, I don't care.
Yeah, Sivart's itching to gag him. He doesn't
Alright,
want
he's
this guy
gagged again.
talking. No more for Melon. Jericho, analysis. What do you think this is? I'm gonna hold up the crystal.
Well, I'm not entirely sure. I can take a look at it if you want to give me a couple minutes.
Of course. I'll toss the gem over to Jericho.
Do we want to get out of here before we look, or do you think we need to look now?
It's always best we cover up all bases. Let's make sure that nothing in here is continuing to threaten the people of this land before we leave. I understand that taking off the head usually does this, points over at the Mirror Queen body, but let's be certain.
Plant the explosives.
While you're doing that, Agamemnon is strapping Nyx's legs and arms to his with bamboo to move her around.
Oh, it's Nyx beat the snot out of?
No.
I
You should be able to move the token.
Can I get control on Lem's token so I can drag him around with Sivart,
Yeah.
since Sivart's holding him?
I suppose. Let's see. Determined by character settings. Okay. So, I can just turn that
And we.
Controlled by Sivart. There you go. Jericho is attempting to identify the black gem. The small Triton did get healed, yes.
But he's still a scary boy.
Yeah, he's kind of crying a bit. So let's start with Jericho. Identifying properties and how to use them requires to and how it charges, spells affecting the item. As created by a spell, you learn which spell created it. Okay, I'm gonna borrow Jericho for a second. Oh, come on. Hey, look at that. Let's see, 5e tools. Just need to look up a couple things real quick. Here we go. Okay, as you stare into this crystal with your magic eyes, with your special eyes, you see that it is some sort of it's weird. It's almost as if it's trying to pull you in, but there's nothing. It's like a cage for your soul, but you can tell it's already occupied. And you know that very powerful magic was used to create it. Very powerful does it say? You learn spells are affecting mine and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn what spell created it. Okay. You don't know which spell created it. Like, nothing comes to mind. But it was indeed something very powerful.
So it's a really powerful spell, and there's some kind of like soul trapped in it. It's like a prison type.
Yes.
Okay, got it. And while I have you here, can I go ahead and maybe, because I was holding the rod as well, can I identify that for good measure?
You'd have to cast the ritual again, but yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll burn another spell slot.
Okay. So let's see. For the Rod of Aquatic Dominance, you learn its properties and how to use it. Okay, so you learn how to use the Rod of Aquatic Dominance, as well as the curse behind it. It requires an attunement that it seems to want your blood. You know it doesn't seem to want a lot, but enough to bind itself to you. And it was not created by a spell per se, but it also has powerful magic behind it.
Alrighty.
Anything else?
No, that'll be it for now, and I can definitely look over more details later. I just
Alright.
doing the combat version.
Let's head back to the others.
Okay.
Hey,
All
we
the
just
learning's
got done
done?
talking shit.
Seems legit. Right. So, medic, you are.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Didn't use it. I
Alright.
hit the button accidentally. Jericho, what insight can you give us on this crystal?
Whatever this is, it is extremely powerful, and it's some sort of container prison type enchantment. There's something in that.
There's something in it?
Some type of entity or spirit, I can't tell, but it's powerful, whatever's trapped in here.
We should smash it open.
Agamemnon, no. Remember last time we messed with mighty magics? One of our friends is currently locked away. Let's not.
Oh, I never forget. I'm coming for you.
Alright. I don't see any other reason to be staying around here, and hopefully there's no other marrow lurking about.
We need to make sure we get the little kid out safely.
Alright. Shall we take a short rest here, patch ourselves up, and try and sneak out of the temple as much as possible?
There were a whole lot of marrow out there, and I don't know what's gonna happen when they realize they're queens.
That's why I'd say we, again, prepare for the worst as we exit. We didn't have a chance to tell anyone else we are heading this way, did we?
No, we did not.
No. We have no backup on this, so escape from here might just be as harsh as getting in. Agamemnon? Rest?
He's already started eating some of his rations.
He's like, nope, I'm ahead of you. Alright.
My tile.
Jared.
I would like to remind the party that there is an injured Triton over here in the corner, bound and gagged.
Over here?
I should have undid him last session at the end.
Yeah, I thought he had.
You cured them, but you did not unbind them.
Oh, okay. Well, I would like to do that.
Okay, you unbind the female Triton, and she wearily reaches up for you. My son. Save my son.
I think he's over here. It's alright if you'll just walk back here with me.
You kind of pick her up, get her arm over her shoulder, and start walking. The queen, she's coming. She'll find us. She took my son. I have to stop her. My son. She's rambling a bit. It's clear she's been beaten, kind of traumatized.
She's
a little
seen
bit.
some shit.
Yeah. There. Are you gonna take her to her son? Take her son to her?
Yeah, I was
Throw
gonna.
her
leave-
outside? Sorry, what are you doing?
I was just leading her back further into the room with the rest of the group, and assumingly her kid.
She starts to walk up the stairs, and the kid is crying. He says, "Mama, Mama!" It's like, yeah, okay, Layla, just disregard that last thing I said, because as she gets closer, she kind of leaps from your arms, Jericho, to go grab her son. She says, "Finley, my son! Oh, you're alive! Oh, my dear boy! You saved him! Thank you! Thank you all!" And she kind of gets a good look at you and starts looking around, and
You might not want to look behind the altar. Or at least shield his eyes. Not a pretty sight back there.
he's the kid doesn't see the decapitated or eyes burned out queen. He's too focused on, getting his mom back. And
Cool.
she's looking at you. This Triton woman is looking at you. And she looks over and she says, "Layla? Is that you?"
She'll kind of look at her and try to put two and two together. It had been a little bit since she'd seen Finley. Since I know last session I didn't roll super high to recognize him. But she probably... Do you want me to still roll?
No, at this point, you've it clicked inside your head. This is
Okay.
This is Prince
Yeah,
Shoal's wife,
Shoal's...
Olavine, and her son Finley, who you haven't seen in a long time. He's grown up. He's a big boy now. And of course, she was beaten, so kind of some of her features were bruised. But now you can clearly see that it's her and her son.
Oh my... how did you get here? Who brought you here?
We were going to the safe house and we were ambushed. They took us. We never made it. I don't know how they found us. They took us and they kept us here. They said if I didn't cooperate, they'd kill him. They beat me. She starts crying, and Finley's like, "It's okay, Mama. I'm here now. We're okay, Mama. Everything's gonna be fine. Dad'll come rescue us." They're having a very heartfelt reunion, one which I cannot do justice.
It's alright. You've explained everything. Layla, who is this?
This is, my brother's wife. and there's my oldest brother, Shoal.
So that's your nephew?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that dirty queen. Here, everyone, let me try and patch you up. And now I'll try to use medic on everyone, including our two new friends over here. And Melem, who's bound and gagged. Shut it, you.
He's staying pretty quiet. Like he's
All
not
right.
struggling or anything. But he is looking intensely at you.
I wish I had a blindfold. Okay, this one's for Agamemnon. Wait, Agamemnon, you're going too quick.
Oh my gosh.
Oh dear.
Alright, boom. A free top off on one of yours hit dice.
Instead of
Alright,
being
let's
the
go.
maximum number of hit points a die can restore. Okay, once per
Alright.
rest.
This one's for Nyx. Nothing for Nyx. Sorry, Nyx. This one's for Layla. Layla gets...
I don't have
Alright.
access to Nyx's sheet.
Oh.
The 24 is mine.
If it's over
Should.
15, it's a 15 and over,
Here we
you'll
go.
get one of your hit dice just maxed when you heal. So,
Yeah, so just roll it and then look at the
yeah.
math.
Just...
Okay, you should be able to see Nyx now. Agamemnon.
Alright, this one's for Nyx. Another great heal for Nyx. This one's for Jericho. I guess I just don't
Dad,
like...
roll 20, frickin' randomizer.
Alright, who am I missing? Okay, NPCs. The Grung Triton.
You, they don't
She's
have
good.
hit die to spend, but you take your time to kind of bind their wounds a bit more, and they're
Yeah.
stable
I
and
was-
feeling better.
I was just being nice. Alright. And one for me! Yes! Alright.
Bind your own wounds.
Alright, one for Melon. Alright, Melon. You get it today. Alright, now I can spend hit dice.
Okay, let's see. Melem. He is is D10.
Layla, would you like to serenade us with one of your traveling songs? Jericho? It's always good to hear you join in.
Sure. So yeah, you get those as well.
So everybody gets an extra D6, 2D6, because it's a very restful song. Mellum gets 5.
Layla plays a little Triton lullaby for the boy, try to calm him down.
He goes to bed. He sleeps.
Sweet.
How many of these DAS I got left? I think I used a lot of them.
Just picture that Drake meme, you know, or just like combat healing. Nah, thanks. Short rest healing. Aw, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You guys can do that while you're doing your things. Short resting.
Alright, guys, what's the plan for sneaking out of here?
As you guys are talking about that, there is a heavy influx of water coming in from the south. A lot of water.
I mean, that's fine. We still have our cloaks.
I'm going to perform the ritual just in case.
You don't
better-
have nearly enough time. The water is rising very quickly.
Ah, brilliant.
You do still have your cloaks, though, so...
Might be a good idea to
it's not-
unbind Mellum.
I mean, he can still breathe underwater.
He's not a shark.
No. No unbinding of him.
Okay, are we going to carry him while swimming?
I will.
Good on you then.
Alright, good enough.
Can somebody unbind Malum? He's trying to tell us something.
He's like actually squirming now.
Has Millum actually said anything of useful this entire time? And can we even
he did
trust
say that
what
one
comes-
thing last time, but that's it.
No.
He
I
stopped
denied
a
it.
sacrifice. Give him a little credit, and Nyx will go over and unbind his mouth.
He might have something to say, at least. We won't know unless we listen.
So you ungag him. And he said, he says, "There's no time." Hold on, gotta get my melon voice here. He says, "There's no time. Quickly, you must destroy the rod. Use my sword."
I'm gonna gag him again.
No,
Oh,
Alright, how about we don't destroy it and we turn it back to Layla's people?
how do we do?
No!
What do
I
you
will
mean
destroy the sword of
rod?
aquatic dominance, and Agamemnon is going to
There's
try
no
and grab for
sword
Mellum's
of
sword.
violence.
He's going to take
Rod.
the sword and kill the rod. He's going to chop it off like Bobbit.
Where's the rod, though?
I have it.
Wait,
That's
okay.
what-
Hold it firm, Savart. Lest
no,
ye
what?
get cut.
Why are we destroying it? Explain this
Jericho,
to me again.
Hold it. Hold it. It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
Mellum's bound, so he can't give you any information. If he had any.
Well,
I
so
don't-
can we stop like gagging him seriously? So what was he trying to say, Dan?
I'll ungag him.
I don't know why you're being obtrusive.
Says, "Now, this is the only chance. You must destroy it." That's
Yes, do
what he
it.
said.
But how do we destroy the rod, Mellum?
Use my sword, cleave it in twain. The time is now.
I'm on it. And
Agamemnon, stop! Just because this
Come on!
traitor has been egging us on to destroy it, I'm not going to destroy it without good merit.
The choice is yours to make.
I'm gonna gag him again. That's why. That's why I gag him.
It's called the Rod of Aquatic Dominance. Does that sound like a good thing to you?
Agamemnon, there are about a bajillion magical, deadly, amazing items in this world that could kill us all, but it doesn't. I don't see the point in destroying it. Let's return it back to where it was. These people had it for a good reason before.
I see.
Maybe.
I see a good reason to get out of this chamber.
It's not
I
like
agree with that.
crushing depths type
Yes.
of water rushing. It's just, the place is filling up with water.
Alright, how about let's go back to the kingdom, and then we'll make the decision to destroy it. Good enough?
How are we going to get out of here? Does anyone have any tricks up their sleeve? Are we just going to make a break for it?
Malum,
Nix.
do you have anything good to share with us?
He's gagged again. Sivart.
Savart!
No. I'm going to insist on this one. Melum has done nothing but hurt us with his words.
Except he just helped us.
I'm not going to argue with that. Agamemnon, we do need to leave. Nix, will you do us a favor? Go sneak out and see if you can find any sight of anything waiting for us. If not, we should just run.
Actually, Nix, hold on 1 second.
The water is probably up about 10 feet.
Jericho will take out the fake Rod of Dominance and he will hand it to Nick. Let's go distract our Marrow friends, would you?
Ah, brilliant.
I'm
Layla.
not sure I enjoy being bait, but I'll give it a shot.
Layla, will you guide your sister-in-law and your nephew?
Yes, of course.
Alright, so Layla's taking care of her sister.
Sivart's going to... I'm assuming Melum is big enough to hold with one hand, especially in the water. So I'm sacrificing one hand just to make sure I continue to hold.
Yeah, he's not exactly heavy. I mean, he's a small frog boy. Alright, so Nyx gets to the front to kind of clear the way. And as she gets there, she can see this marrow swimming. As you go down these stairs, this entire place is now pretty much underwater. So you see this marrow swimming in, and he's got Grung on him. They're like, "Get in! Get the marrow! Die!" And the marrow's like, "Oh, why does this keep happening to me? Kill him! Yeah, die! Kill the marrow!" And he goes, "Ah!" He's just trying to claw and throw him off again. And, these Grung are just swarming him. And he just falls to the ground dead. And they're like, "Yeah, we did it! Alright!" It's like, "Hey, who are you guys?"
Just leaving. Exits that way, right?
"Oh yeah, watch out for the marrow. They're all over the place." "Yeah, we don't
Thank
even
you.
know how we got here."
Thanks for the heads up. We'll see you later.
I've somehow found myself in a
You're
place
in the
I can't
walls,
get out of.
Sivart.
Please help me. Thank you.
I should probably move the stream. So yeah, these Grung just show up and they were killing this marrow, and they're like, "Oh, what are you guys doing here?"
We're leaving.
"Okay, watch out for the marrow. They're all over the place, but we're kind of trying to get rid of them."
Thanks for that. We will do the exact same. Agamemnon.
"Oh, hey, cool,
let's
thanks."
lead the way.
Oh, why?
I said Agamemnon.
Oh, Agamemnon. Oh, sorry. Eventually, you guys just want to leave the temple.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright,
Get
so
now.
let's see here. Eventually, you all exit out the temple. You can see now that the air bubble has essentially collapsed over the temple, just now beginning to flood with water. Outside are scores of marrow being attacked by even more small creatures, the Grung. You can't really tell what's going on in all the chaos, but it is more than enough to allow you to slip out undetected. You manage to swim away, still hearing the sounds of battle echo throughout the water.
This is just devastating.
But you easily make your way out and start heading for Corrales' kingdom.
I wonder if she summoned them all there on her own accord. Who'd we lose?
Lost Aggie.
Rip.
Aggie!
He'll probably be back soon.
That's
Well,
unfair.
it was like an 8-hour trip, or no, like a 4-hour trip to Corrales from.
Yeah.
From here, probably like 4. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's 4 hours from here. Half a day's swim.
Alright.
Considering we already got here like late, I'm assuming we're gonna have to sleep before we get to Corrales.
You could sleep or force march, up to you.
I suggest we keep going, Jericho. I understand this, but I understand the need for rest, but we should get out of here. This is turning into a war zone very quick, and unfortunately for war zones, they take no prisoners.
Oh no, let's get very far away, but let's not quite go to Corrales yet. I think we need to have some more discussions and figure some shit out before we get back in front of the king.
Good point. Can we just swim like an hour away from there and then try and find a place underwater to rest?
Yeah.
Cave or something, I guess.
You've only been.
I'd say-
It only took 6 hours to get there. You know, you've been in combat. Welcome back, Agamemnon. Level 20.
Welcome. Oh,
He's not in voice chat yet. But you're able to swim away. You know, and you kind of get a little tired, and you find a good place to kind of camp for the night. And Olivine helps you kind of find a good place that's kind of away from infested waters, as it were.
You see, I'm always used to creating a fire, but we're underwater, and now I don't know what to do.
She breaks out some sticks and starts making a fire.
That's amazing.
And she says, clearly people don't understand the physical limitations of underwater.
I'll come back.
Hey.
Alright, I'm going to eat some food, and I don't know how I'm drinking, but it... Oh wait, I've got fresh water. What am I talking about?
As you go to drink the fresh water, the salt water enters your mouth.
I forgot to put my lips around it.
No, you don't need to worry about drinking. You just, I would assume, just use up one of your rations and you'll be fine.
Okay.
So just quick catch up, Thuzzle. Everybody's just kind of
We
camping
do
out
have lips.
before heading back to Corrales.
Okay.
Okay, so a lot of stuff went on in that temple, and I honestly have more questions than answers at this point.
That's amazing. That's like that's our normal every day. Go in, get more questions, come back out.
Right, and I know you're obviously pretty passionate about this, Sivart, but the only one among us who can give us any of the answers to those questions, you keep gagging.
Jericho, I beg to differ on that. He has turned on us on multiple occasions, each and every single time preaching some sort of ultimate answer. And what has it got in him? It got him right up to the Queen, but at what cost? There are many
I'd like
lies.
to remind you that I have only turned on you once.
I'm gonna gag him again.
I mean,
Savart, if you touch my servant again in my kingdom, I will hurt you. Leave him be. I will deal with him.
By all means, I'll leave him alone.
Jericho will kind of look at Layla and agree, and he'll tap his head and point at Mellum and kind of gesture for her to then talk. I would like to detect thoughts while she interrogates Mellum.
Thoughts, creatures within 30 feet. Action. Deeper thoughts. Okay, he will do a wisdom save.
His punishment and everything will still be determined later when we get back to the kingdom. We can't.
He fails his wisdom save. So, let's see. Deeper thoughts. One creature. Also state was poured into a pattern of its logic. Okay, I'm gonna borrow Rand again.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Hello again.
State. He is distraught. He is essentially defeated, as it were. What's important to him, you can feel as if destroying the rod was important to him, and the pattern of its logic. Right now, he believes that everything he's worked for has been defeated. Everything he's done is now useless, worthless, essentially.
Okay, I'll take that, but I would like to keep it on him as long as I can. I know he can keep making checks to try and rebuff me, but I'd like to keep it on him, kind of polygraph test style while Layla talks.
Point, he's like, even if he's aware of the probe, he doesn't care that you know what he's thinking. So it'll keep going, and I'll whisper you in case anything important comes up.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Okay, we're back.
This is literally my cat.
All right. What's the party's next course of action?
The interrogation.
All right, Mellum. She'll go ahead and ungag him for the last time, hopefully, and make sure that the gag is in her pack and not in Savart's.
Alright, he's ungagged.
You gonna explain this to us, or are we gonna have to drag it out of you?
There's no point.
And why not?
Everything I have worked for is worthless. It is over. What do you want to know?
Why did this happen? How did a child get involved? Like, when did this start?
One question at a time, please.
Alright. What started all this?
The rod of aquatic dominance. King Corellis sought it, obtained it, and enslaved my people. My mission was to break this enchantment. Some thought that the best way to do this was to kill the youngest member of the Corellis family. And he looks very intently at you. Others sought a different path, a way to break the rod entirely. But it is no use. It is too late. I have failed.
Why is it too late to break the rod? Couldn't we just take your sword now and cut it in half?
The enchantment has found its way back. It is once again bound to the Corrales bloodline. In order to destroy it, we would need to sacrifice that one over there. And he points to Finley, kind of with his head. That is not a path I will walk.
Well, how did you get involved, Mellum? So far as we know, you've been Layla's servant for a long time. How'd you get dragged into all this?
I am Grung. My people have dreamed of the day when this rod would fall back into our hands, unbound. Of course I would seek a way. A method presented itself with the sword, and this method of unbinding the rod. At first I was hired to kill Layla, so that the rod would be unbound, and then I could destroy it. But this was not the way. I could not do this.
But the double crossing, you pretended to betray us, or you did betray the Marrow. Whose side were you really on for all of this? Was it just the
I was on the side of my people. Yes, I did betray you for my own selfish needs. I knew this Marrow Queen could possess the magics to unbind the rod. I knew that she would find a way to make it work for her. I wanted to get close so that I could stop it. This I did not do for Corrales. This I did for the Grung. As long as that rod remains, my people are slaves.
So the only way to shake the enchantment is to kill the youngest member of the bloodline it's bound?
As sacrifice, yes. Go ahead. Strike the rod with my sword. It will do nothing. Strike it with any weapon. It does not matter.
Jericho will hold out the rod and let Aggie take his big old swing at it.
Fine.
What are you hitting it with?
Whatever. Yeah, I'll use Mellum's sword.
Alright. You take out Mellum's sword. Kind of feels a bit like a long sword to you because it's made for such a small boy. As you swing, as Jericho holds it out against a rock, you swing down. You hear a crack, and the rock beneath the rod shatters. But the rod itself has no scratch in it whatsoever.
Looks like he's telling the truth.
As I said, it is too late. I have failed.
Even if we were to go through with the sacrifice now?
I told you, that is a path I will not walk.
Well, where does that leave you now, Melon? Where does that leave your people? This civil war is over now.
There was no war. My people were being controlled.
Well, they were grung on both sides, controlled or not, and the Corrales Kingdom's been up in arms since we've been down.
Yes, because my people were trying to attack them. They were being controlled by the rod. Now that is done.
So now things just go back to the way they were?
For you it may not seem like much, but for my people, hope has died today, though they do not know it.
Well, what did you guys have anything you wanted to say? So,
I've got plenty to say, but I've been forbid.
Now, you've been forbidden from gagging him. You can say all you want.
Nah, Sivar's not just kind of pouty now.
You should be pouty, Mr. Pouty Man.
well, Layla does have a point. We still have a lot of figuring out to do before we figure out what we're going to do with you, but the way I see it is your chance may have ended, but from the sounds of things are going to go back to normal for the rest of the Corrales King.
Normal. Fine. Things will go back to normal.
How long did you spend with the Marrow Queen? How much do you know about their forces?
They are not particularly overpowering. They don't have too many, but with the Grung they could have easily crushed the Triton. All I know is that the Queen was trying to empower the rod. For what purpose, I do not know.
Now that we've killed their queen, has this broken the Marrow's strength? Will they be trying again? Are there, more in her line?
I do not know, but if history is doomed to repeat itself, this will happen again. Another queen will rise. The Marrow will rise up. Hopefully the Grung will not lose control of themselves again. A different plan, a different queen, a different war. But that is beyond my lifetime. I do not care.
Alright, guys. Well, that's all I wanted to get out of him. I think I understand a few things better now.
Layla, any more questions?
She's away from the keyboard for a moment.
Agamemnon?
No question.
Any last choice insults you want to throw his way, Savart?
I have many. I will much rather... but I'll save it. There's more important things to be done at the moment.
Nice.
I will ask, though, that number one, we move him away from the next discussion. I don't want Melem either interfering or understanding what I'm about to say.
You got it. And I'll just go ahead and Layla can do it since she's not here. She'll take Melem off and make sure he's not terribly too much hurt or anything.
Oh no, he's fine. You already bandaged up his wounds.
You're lucky I did that, you great freak.
Yeah, he almost died. He was rolling death saves.
Yeah. Sivart's acting the way he is because of how much he hates Melem, not because of anything else.
Layla will still take him away to the
Yeah,
side, so
so you
Theodore
guys
is free
can
to
have a
speak.
conversation without him hearing.
Well, as Mlem has put it, there's a bit of a pickle with the rod. But, number one, the Tritons, other than Layla, don't know it's back in their power. We could just take it away from here. Take it back on land. Put it in Earthcut. I doubt it'll do much damage there.
Rather than me typing it out to whisper to you, Ryu, you mentioned that the rod did call for blood, but I didn't feel anything about a bloodline binding. You didn't share anything about that when I identified the.
Remember, Mlem can lie! That liar!
Identify.
Just checking if my identification confirmed what he said or not.
If your item was created by a spell, or you realized that it needed some kind of blood attunement. So, what you felt from the identify spell, you figure Melum's telling the truth in that regard. I don't know if it's likely if you've come across anything that requires a blood attunement before.
But I guess, like, when you're saying those words to me, that makes it sound like I could just use my blood and attune it. I don't have to kill the first person that was attuned.
That's how it works. You need to attune it to your bloodline, essentially. With what Melum said and with that identify spell, you've kind of worked out by now that essentially if you were to attune this rod, then in order to essentially break it from you, you would have to require some kind of sacrifice. It's almost as if it's a cursed item.
Yeah, you have to get cursed to get in and cursed to get out. That's how cursed items work. So, here's my suggestion. We have the rod now and can return it to the Corellis Kingdom. Return it to the Tritons themselves. They are the ones in control of it, and they can do what it is as whatever. Again, this will slowly stop the conflict of what's going on right now. I understand Malem's people are in essentially a worse kind of way, but we are not ones to sit down and dictate entire lives of kingdoms. That's not what we came here for. But we can if we choose so. We can take the rod away from this. We can take it on land, take it to Earthcut, return. I'm certain they've got plenty of places to stash it. And Malem's people can hash it out with the Tritons as much as they want. More blood will be shed, more will die. It's the horrible, horrible thing of war. So, Agamemnon, what do you think?
It matters not.
Thank you. Nyx, how about you?
I suppose Nuzzle can relay that question to her later.
Yeah. Alright. Jericho, what is your opinion?
I'm afraid that I do kind of agree with Melum on this. Like, yeah, we can throw a wrench in their plans by taking it to the surface, but as long as the rod exists and as long as his entire race is affected by the curse, like, you're not going to have peace down here under the sea. And if that's what we want to have happen,
If you want the shortest route to peace, the control back in the Triton's hand is it.
yeah, I mean, and no offense to you, Layla, but the things your father did to the Grung and to the Marrow don't exactly strike me as particularly good.
No, I agree.
But if we could finish this once and for all.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
One life for theirs seems worth it.
Wait, really, Layla? You want to sacrifice one of your own kin for this?
He said it had to be one of the youngest, not one of them. I'm the youngest.
No, you're not.
No. Points over to your nephew. That's why they were trying to sacrifice your nephew. In order to break the bloodline curse of the bloodline object of the bloodline, blah blah blah. Currently, it is bound to your bloodline, so I'm guessing anyone. Wait, how did the queen use it then?
Oh, hold on. Question so it's bound to Shoal's son because Shoal is the current heir to the king, right?
Oh, it's bound to their bloodline. Anyone of Layla
Right.
and all of them is it?
But what I'm saying, like, Shoal is first in line of succession. He's the oldest, which is why it's now bound to his son, right?
Mm.
But what if the succession changed? Does the rod care? Like, if let's say Layla was made first in line to receive the throne, would that change the succession of the rod?
I think the introduction of blood is kind of what does it. So, newest blood, newest born. That's about the only thing that should change it. I mean, we could start, doing genetic charts and seeing where it becomes muddy, but I don't think that will happen this point. So, Layla, if you wanted to rid the world of this cursed object, we'd have to go kill the young one in the next room.
It couldn't just be me.
From what we've been described, must be the youngest. That may have been you at one point, to what they thought, and then they discovered another.
Oh, it was you about 3 years ago.
Oh.
But
That's
then,
why their
you know,
plans changed.
Finley got born.
Layla is going to take the gag that Mellum had previously had and stuff it in Jericho's mouth.
So,
Jericho
Layla,
gagging
how
right
long
now.
does it take for you to have a child?
Wait,
Wow.
are we
Wow,
discussing-
I cannot believe the party is actually debating this.
I know. Let's have the kid, then kill the kid, break it, save it. No. All right. Seriously, this is a very simple
Because this
choice.
is obviously the only way to destroy this thing.
Layla, how do you feel about this cursed object being in control by your father?
I don't know if... Knowing now what I do know, I don't know if I trust it. If I trust him to have...
Perfect. Let's take it out of here. Let's take it away from the Triton people. Take it topside, and though it exists, it will be out of their control. They won't be able to use it to manipulate any more minds.
One last, alright, I'm still gagged, I guess. But Jericho will point.
She would have taken it and put it in Aggie's mouth after what he said. It has become the community gag now.
I think she just walks over and just puts it in the mouth. She doesn't tie it. She just this is the...
Just like
This is how
tries
I
to
get
shove it
herpes.
down his throat.
Shut up.
Sivar, possible. Something that might help your plan too is I will just point at Nick carrying the fake rod.
You want to give them back the fake rod?
Yeah, we found the rod. This is what
Didn't
you need,
guys
right? I mean,
snap that in two
Yeah.
no. When did we snap it in two?
when you were showing it to the council.
No.
Did we? I still have it in my bag.
I don't know. I'll look over it, but
Wait, okay.
for now we'll
Where
assume
did-
it's in one piece.
I have a question. Where did we get the fake one? I forget that.
The doppelganger, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
Now,
Shoal gave it to us.
all of the Tritons...
Quote unquote, Shoal.
Yeah, all the Tritons know that the fake one exists. We showed it to them. I showed it to them in a council. It was kind of our plan. It would be kind of obvious if we just handed it back. Wait, do they really just look exactly the same?
Yes.
Wow,
We hand
okay.
them the
Actually,
fake
Jericho,
one
that's not a
and
bad
say
idea.
it broke.
Let's just give them back the fake one, and we'll take the real one topside back to
Go
Earth.
ahead and do a detect magic ritual.
Oh wait, they could do that.
Me?
Yeah, if you want,
Well-
go ahead and do a detect magic ritual.
Oh, you want to see if they're
Okay.
exact copies?
Yeah, sure.
One of them
I will
glows,
do
the other
it.
one doesn't.
Oh, there we go. That won't help.
Layla's pearl glows too.
Excuse me.
Hello.
What
Hello.
if we just tell them that we broke it, and that's why there's no magic on it?
Could work. Either way, it will distract them long enough to get the real one topside.
I guess my thing is, they're not actively using the rod anymore. The king hadn't touched it in years. As long as no one looks too hard at the fake, I don't think it's going to matter for the Corrales family.
Unless Layla's dad was secretly using it behind all of our backs. But that's another thing. So, alright, are we in agreement? We're going to find a way to take the staff out of the Corrales kingdom so that it can't be used here.
I agree, but I think my reason's different than yours. I'm not convinced that I can't crack this puzzle and fix it somehow.
Perfect. If you want to haul this thing around with us, by all means, it's yours. Agamemnon, what do you suspect of the plan?
What do I suspect of the plan? I suspect you're full of it. I'm just kidding. We'll find another way. And that's the
Alright.
way it should be done. So we don't have to kill anybody.
Layla, do you accept this? It would be your word that we have to bank on, because you're the one that has to lie to the remainder of your family as long as this staff is no longer in the Corrales kingdom. Can you do that?
If it means helping them out, helping the Grung, I will.
Alright. Then it's decided. That's what we'll do. We'll hide the staff amongst ourselves for the moment. We'll return the fake one. And we will attempt to leave Corrales Kingdom as quickly as possible. Layla, you're going to need an excuse to, I guess, go back to Earthcut. Unless you wanted to stay. I guess, I should have asked that. Did you want to stay? I'm certain the war is not going to be the most pleasant place. Wars don't die quietly.
Aw.
It's up to you, Princess. I know you didn't come up to see us because you wanted to, but I feel like there's still some things you could learn from up there. What do you want to?
Have some adventures.
Adventure.
We've gotten this far.
You could even
Layla?
hit level 10 if you work hard.
Just
We
for that,
wouldn't be the
jerk goes down a level.
God damn it.
We wouldn't be the same without you, Layla.
Someone has to heal you guys.
Anyways, I think that it would be important to keep the rod at least in capable hands. Layla, those hands seem like yours. You may decide one day that you want to return and do what is just and will. You are in control of it. Your bloodline wills it. And I doubt they'll search you when we leave.
Yeah, I'll take it with me, and whenever it is I come back, I'll keep it safe.
Now that's a good plan. And though there'll be definitely some bloodshed from the Grung and the Marrow as this uprising continues to fall, but I do believe with reasonable amount of time things should return to a normal. And no one's being mind controlled. The best part,
You assume.
I assume.
I mean, I haven't given you reason to believe otherwise.
Alright. Now we'll bring Malem back in here. Layla, here.
I don't know.
I
I
guess
am
we'll,
Madam.
let's wait. We're not bringing him back in just yet.
Okay.
Layla,
hold on.
here. Take the staff. Let's put the staff in Layla's backpack, and then we'll parade around the the fake one from now on.
I would like to keep holding on to it.
All right.
The fake one?
I want to hold on to the real one.
Okay. You will put it in your handy haversack, I assume?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. There you go. So, and
You
then we'll
didn't
have
get
a
mixed
fake
up,
one.
did you?
Nope. Because my eyes are still special.
Yeah.
We'll give the fake one to Layla to hold. All right.
1 second with that Layla question. You were talking to me about that other spell you learned, the one where you can enchant an item with a glyph.
Yeah.
Could we put a really harmless glyph on the fake one so that it looks magical too?
That's actually not a bad idea. I mean, anything to give us time.
Yeah, and I can really have it set to do whatever or do nothing, and
What spell was it?
Glyph of warding.
Alright. Take a look at that. E. Casting time. Duration until the spell
Until the spell triggered, and it has no trigger. That's actually a really good idea.
No order to surface the object nearly visible, successful chance spell these things. What triggers to drift? Most typical triggers, blah blah blah. You can further refine the trigger only in certain circumstances, according to physical characteristics, creature kind, alignment, blah blah blah.
Or we could set an
so
impossible
you
trigger.
you could store a spell glyph or an explosive rune. Which one do you want to store?
Do you want
No,
to
a
become a
spell.
terrorist or not?
Someone down the line
Alright,
just
what
explode.
spell do you want to carve? Oh, excuse me.
You could store something really harmless like sleep, or if you know, if we want to make a trap, you could put like shatter and. I'm of two minds. We could either do something really harmless with an extremely hard to activate trigger, or we could like actually make a trap so that if a marrow tries to touch it, it explodes.
Okay, the problem that you now face is that you need to find a 200 gold diamond and then crush it to powder.
Shoot. You didn't buy that, did you?
I haven't
No,
been
don't
able
do
to.
that. No. No diamonds are gonna get hurt. No diamonds are gonna get hurt. Nope. We are not crushing any jewels or any
Hey,
diamonds,
Safar.
any jewelry, any shine.
Do you still have your gems from earlier? Any of them left? I'll pay you back.
Wait, what happened? What do you need?
How much of those
All-
gems you have?
Good question.
Because I know you lost a couple.
Oh, I lost a lot of them.
Well, you spent a lot of them.
Oh, I've got 6 left. I've got 6.
How much are they worth each?
1,000.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, I mean, you can find a diamond in there that you can break down.
Or I could just put my pearl in it, and that's magical enough that...
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
As you go to crush the pearl, it says, sorry, you cannot destroy plot items.
No, not destroy it, just like put it somewhere.
Oh, a powdered diamond. Jesus.
Oh, I see what you mean. Take off the,
That's what we need.
take off the fake pearl and put on the pearl of power.
Yeah. And that way it would kind of...
I'm
it would
sorry,
still
but you cannot
feel
remove
magical.
plot items from your inventory.
Okay.
So do we have powdered diamond anywhere?
You've got
We're
a
going to
diamond.
in a minute.
Alright.
I mean, you could start crushing it using magic.
Would shatter work?
Actually,
On a
yes.
diamond?
make sure it's contained. I don't want to pick up glitter dust.
There's a diamond in my eye. Ah!
Yeah, you are underwater.
Well, maybe this can wait till we get back into our guest room in Corrales.
Remember, we don't want. This entire thing works when nobody knows we're doing this. So the less eyes, the better.
I could always just prestidigitate it for now, and then we can put the glyph on it later.
We'd have to do it as we get back into the Corrales Kingdom.
How many spell slots do you have left, Layla?
You guys are technically long resting.
Yeah, we're getting a long rest, so we'll get them all back.
Okay. So we could shatter the gem, and that would... Is that enough to powder it?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that'd be fine.
So we just need to, like, jury rig away so that the powder doesn't disperse into the water.
Can we put it into your bag of holding? Take everything out of the bag of holding, put the diamond in there, zap the bag, and then see how that... Maybe?
Let's
I'm
not do
an
that.
alchemist, damn it!
Kind of like when you have to break up ice, so you put a towel around it to keep it from getting over.
Agamemnon will empty out his coin pouch and just hand it over. You all have pouches around your belt.
We call them belt pouches.
Yep.
Just put it in there. But also, don't you have control water as a cantrip?
Do I?
You
I
should.
believe you do.
I have shape water.
Yeah, that's just through a combination of that, you shouldn't be able to not let the water carry away the diamond.
Let's see, shape water, instantaneous or 1 hour. Cause the water to form into simple shapes and animate your direction, change less for 1 hour. Yeah, that'd be easy enough. You just, instead of shaping it in like a sphere, you shape it as an inverse sphere.
Cool.
It'll last for an hour, so that's more than enough time to cast the ritual. Oh wait, the cast time is 1 hour for the... Yeah, it would... Basically what you can do is shatter it, and then you could put it in something, and then you can just... Like, you form the water, so you got a dry spot, then you shatter it, and then you put the... Like, you put it in like a bowl or something, I don't know. And then then you shatter it, and you get all the dust, you put it in a belt pouch, and then you just have the belt pouch nearby as you cast Glyph of Warding. So the powdered diamond will be consumed, but the belt pouch will just be there. It's just there holding it.
Let's do that.
So we will have to use one of your gems, Safari.
I'll pay you back.
That's the diamond we're powdering.
Oh, they're not diamonds.
Oh, what
I
are
wish
they?
they were.
They're gems.
Yeah,
Diamond is a
unfortunately.
gem.
Oh, is it? Can I pull it out and look at it?
Hey, look, a diamond.
All right, here you go. Yeah, all yours. I didn't know they were diamonds.
Not all gems are diamonds, but all diamonds are gems. And you have like 6 left, so it's reasonable to assume that one of them could be a diamond.
All right, gotcha. I'll pull out the one that looks diamondish and give it over. All yours.
So Layla, do that chain of magic. We just have to... Which one did you want to do? Did you want to do the trap for like a marrow to touch it, or do you want to make a trigger that is impossible to
Like you can
to activate?
You can literally just say, let's see, Skyber glyph, surface, blah blah blah. You decide what triggers the glyph when you cast the spell. So you can say that the trigger is Layla holds the rod and says some stupid phrase. like hinga dinga durban, and then the glyph
Right.
triggers.
So
There you go.
do we
Layla
want...
has to actually say something nice for it to trigger.
Jesus.
Wow, never trigger.
But do we want it to be a trap, or do we want to have it always enchanted? Party thought.
Does it matter?
I mean, if it is a trap, if you see, here's my thinking as this is not a DM. This is me thinking as a player. You could easily put a trap on it so that in case like a bad guy gets it again, it's like, yes, now I have the rod. Oh, you're such a sweet person. Kaboom! That's just my thinking.
Yes, we could make it a bit of a party favor.
Blows
No!
your hand off.
Don't trap it! Jeez. It's supposed to be lying dormant somewhere in her dad's old bedroom,
Well,
not doing anything.
Well, you guys are putting this glyph on it, so it will give off a magical aura. And the trigger can be as specific as you want. So you can say the trigger is Layla says whatever. And
I'll let
as
Layla
long
decide.
as Layla is still alive, that will... it'll never go off until Layla says the code phrase. And if Layla dies, it'll just never go off because
There you go.
she would need to be resurrected so that she could say the code phrase, "You're such a sweet person," or something.
Alright. Can we perform all of those actions? Up until the point where Layla has to decide what she wants to put on that trigger to be.
Okay, so what are you going to put on it? Explosive glyph or a spell?
Layla, you gotta cast a spell. No dust.
I'll just do the general spell. I don't want to hurt anybody. We can do that on our...
Alright, we can do that later.
Alright, so what specifically do you want the trigger to be, Layla?
I don't know. That's something I never would say.
Well, it's not just whenever you say it. You could say the trigger is when you hold the rod above your head and say that you enjoy a sand wedge from Jimmy John.
Yes, there you go.
It can be as
Or-
Okay.
specific or as general as you like.
You could have the trigger be you hold it and perform the chicken dance. I mean, I don't know.
What are chickens?
Perfect.
I'm kidding. Yeah, that'll be fine.
So when someone does the chicken dance, the glyph will trigger.
Yes.
When
Okay.
Layla does the chicken dance
Layla
while
does the chicken
holding the
dance.
rod.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Wonderful.
Alright, and we'll figure out what spell will trigger later. But it has to be a spell that you can cast right now. Because we'll be leveling up very soon.
I say put sleep on it because that's hilarious.
So Layla's just having a hard time falling asleep, so she grabs it, does the chicken dance.
But this is the fake one. This is the one we're not carrying.
Yeah. I'm talking about once the adventure is over.
Oh yeah. She just sneaks in there.
Layla, what are you doing? Hold on, Mom, I gotta do the chicken dance.
Brilliant. So we got that all taken care of, and the fake one now reads as magical.
Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
I'm certain Malem is very, very confused why he's been out there for a while. How about we bring him back in?
Hello, I am back.
Alright, Layla, will you bring your cousins or your sister-in-law and your nephew back in?
We're camping out.
Perfect.
My
Alright.
bones
Gonna-
hurt.
I'm going to get some sleep.
Let's roast marshmallows.
You all roast marshmallows by the campfire. By the lava vent. Or the magma vent, or the thermal vent, whatever it's called.
Thermavent.
You roast
Give it a
some
blast.
marshmallows. Did I say marshmallows? I meant isopods.
Ew.
Ew.
They're like marshmallows, right? If
it's
marshmallows were made
not-
from flour instead of sugar.
Not even close.
All right, you get a long rest, and true to her word, there are no predators lurking in these waters. Maybe some clownfish swim by and ask you if you've seen their son, but nothing out of the ordinary. And you wake up 8 hours later, refreshed and ready to go.
Yay.
So fully heal, get your spells, get your hit dice back.
Get my hit dice. I think you only get half your hit dice back. Oh wait.
Yeah, you get half back.
Half your spent hit dice are back.
Where's my hit dice? Give me my hit dice. There we go. Half those back. Got some spells. Okay. Are we ready to head out? Layla, got your new snazzy wand to return to your father?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's head out then.
Alright, you start swimming back to Corellus Kingdom. There are not very many creatures on the way that impede your progress. No sharks or killer whales or plesiosaurus, whatever they're called. You make it back to
Plesies.
Corellus Kingdom. And huzzah! I'm just gonna switch it to the throne room because I can. You make it back to Corellus Kingdom. Where do you guys want to go in Corellus Kingdom?
Let's go find Prince Joel.
You should probably take his wife and kid back, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you swim directly to the castle. And the guards kind of stop you and says, "Halt! Who goes there?" "Oh, Princess Layla. My apologies. Right this way." Then they open the gate for you. You know, you're not stopped. You eventually make your way inside the castle. And you inquire as to Prince Shoal's location. And it turns out he's in the throne room. Again, just kind of, taking audiences. And eventually you make your way there. And you open the doors. And Prince Shoal is there, kind of talking with people. And Finley and Olivine, immediately just swim up to him. And he goes, "Olivine, my dear. What? Shouldn't you be at the safe house? What happened? What's going on?" And she starts crying. Finley, hugs his dad, and they start having a tearful reunion. Pretty much the guards are dismissing people because it looks like this is important. And they said, "The prince will see you soon. Business, personal business matters of the crown." They kind of shoo him away back into the audience chamber, the waiting rooms. You guys are just kind of there watching this heartfelt reunion that the DM cannot do justice to, as they are all hugging and crying. And
That's adorable.
Olivine, fills him in on what happened, and it seems that Prince Shoal had no idea.
Makes sense. We didn't tell him.
Well, you didn't know.
Oh, about them.
Yeah, about them getting kidnapped. He didn't know.
Oh.
It seems he didn't know. But then he starts crying and heartfelt reunion. They talk for about 5 minutes, and Olivine basically says that she wants to go to her rooms and get some rest with Finley. So some guards, like a full regiment of guards goes with them up to their rooms. Almost like they're being overprotected, as it were. But they leave, and then Prince Shoal looks over and sees Layla and you guys. He says, "Ah, you've returned."
We did it. We
What-
found the
what-
queen.
What? Yes, my wife told me that there was the Marrow Queen, and there was a fight, and Melon was there, and something about the rod.
We discovered the queen deep within the... What was the area called?
The Leviathan's grave.
The Leviathan's graveyard. She was attempting some kind of ritual with the staff. We stopped her. There was a huge explosion. She died. And
That
we were able...
sounds like quite an adventure.
We were able to procure the staff, and we also found your wife and son there. She was attempting to use them in some form of malicious... in whatever scheme she had.
Yes, she told
She's
me.
dead now. So,
But you've reclaimed the rod.
yes, Layla.
She'll step forward with it.
And he kind of gently takes it with both hands. He says, "The rod has been returned then." And he's, kind of reverent about it. He says, this war is over then. We've done it.
Things are going to go back to the way they were.
Thank goodness.
He says, "Oh, that is a load off of my mind. I was worried about my people. Yes, we've been doing some digging trying to find the Marrow Queen, but well, it seems like you've already taken care of it. I will need to call back that diversionary tactic we had planned, but
I'd still suggest sending at least some Triton soldiers up to go investigate what she was doing there. We're not 100% certain with everything.
Leviathan's grave is dangerous ground. I'll see what I can muster up. An investigation will take place. But, well, what happened, if what happened, what you say happened, then I'm not sure if we'll find much.
Prince Show, we also have... Oh, go ahead, Jared.
Sorry, I just was going to say, I don't know what you guys have been kind of fighting this battle for a while. I don't know what your capabilities are like, but Marrow Queen is dead. If you guys had any designs of going after the Marrow, now might be your best chance.
Yes, well, we'll just reclaim the lands that they took from us. And obviously, we'll have to do something about the Grung. Might have to look into making some sort of new system for them. We'll need to beef up security on this rod. Definitely don't want it falling into the wrong hands again. We'll be able to get a damage report here soon, but until then, please, you are more than welcome to stay.
Prince Show, one more thing now we wish to discuss.
Yes?
We did find the traitor Mlem that had essentially led us into the trap. With that, Layla seems essentially bodyguardless at the moment. We wanted to continue to offer our services in protecting her.
He kind of raises his eyebrow and looks over at you, Layla. Expecting some
Repeat
sort
that
of
for
statement.
her.
Yeah, no.
Repeat that for her.
He
Sorry.
raises his eyebrow and kind of looks over at you regarding Sivart's statement about them being your bodyguards.
They're probably the cheapest ones you're gonna find.
Oh.
I don't mind them.
Well, coming from my sister, that's probably about the best praise you'll ever get.
Agreed.
You do have to figure out, though, what it is you intend to do about Mel.
Yes.
Well, we'll just put him on trial. Collect the evidence
the
against
end-
him, and figure out his sentence.
do remember that in the end, he may have led us all astray, but he didn't really hurt anybody, not any of us. He had his reasons, but
Jericho,
he
people
did.
died because of his lie. What are you kidding? We watched them. Triton
Who
people died because of it. All of those people that were
did?
trapped down in the, what's it called? After we got attacked, they've disappeared.
Do we know that they died because of him?
No.
Jericho, this is war.
No,
Are
we
you
don't.
talking about the people in the mines?
Yeah.
The only person you saw die was the captain. The only
He
person you
didn't
saw.
hurt any of us.
This is true. Malem can't be assessed to have hurt us.
He can't be held responsible for everything that the Marrow did. All he did was betray our trust.
And I assure you, we will figure these things out at trial. We will
Alright.
collect evidence as needed.
Alright, with that, I guess we will continue to guard Layla to the best of our abilities, to whatever Layla decides to do.
Less of you guarding me and more of me saving your butt.
Yes, that right there.
Yeah.
But,
Gotcha, bitch.
you know, we could use an adequate reward for... Wink, wink, nudge,
Oh, I
nudge.
see how it is. It's all in it for the reward, huh?
We are
Didn't do it out
bodyguards.
of the good of your heart.
You were hired to do this.
He just kind
You
of
couldn't
laughs and
not
says, "Of
pay people
course.
to deal with me.
The Corral's kingdom always pays its debts. Please, follow me." He starts swimming off a corridor you've not been down before. And you get to a very, very heavily locked and reinforced door with 2 guards standing beside it. And he basically says, "I require access to the treasury." And they say, "Yes. Yes, your highness." They, twist open this door. It basically looks like a modern-day submarine door. But it's just, reinforced with steel. It's just this heavy door. He says, "I shall return momentarily with a few items I think will help you on your quest." Alright, who wants to test their luck?
Ooh, me. I'll do it.
Roll D100.
D100. 92.
Wow.
Really? Really? Wow. Okay.
Alright, my turn.
You wish.
Alright, my turn.
I said no. Okay, let's see. So 2d6. Yeah, very funny, Jericho. 2d6. Oh, okay.
You want 200,000 sea urchins as paint? We can do that.
Hold on, I gotta look at something real quick. Yeah, that works. Okay. Let your fate be determined by the rolls. And 3d6. 3d6 times 10. Okay, he comes out. That's worth like 3 whole sea monkeys. He comes out with a chest, a small chest, filled with a bunch of money.
Cool.
A butt ton of money, apparently.
Wow. You
Jesus.
just roll max every single time? No, I didn't.
It
Alright.
rolled 6s, a lot of 6s. That's what the green outline means. Comes out with a bunch of money. And who's feeling particularly lucky?
I
Oh,
think
wait, hold
Aggie
on.
wanted that one.
2d4 art objects worth 250 GP each. Wow, apparently luck is on your side today. So let's see. Art objects. 250 GP. So that's 70-10.
Please tell me there's a tasteful bust of King Corrales.
You know what? There might be. Okay, so 218. There's a carved ivory statuette of King Corrales.
Cool. I'm
A
not lugging
gold
that thing
ring
around.
set with stones. A brass mug with jade inlay. There are 3 large gold bracelets. And a silk robe with gold embroidery.
Ooh.
That
Can I
obviously
have the robe?
they do not need.
Can I have the robe? I just want to wear it.
Each of those are worth 250 gold each if you were to sell them. By the way. And... Alright, who's feeling particularly lucky?
Aggie can roll. And did I miss anything writing that down?
No, I think you got it. Aggie, roll a d4. 2, okay. So who's feeling lucky? So let's see.
Me. I don't know what that means because I didn't roll.
Okay, so whoever's feeling lucky, I need only 2 people to roll a d100.
So you're doing one, Civ?
Yeah. There's a 9.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
There's a 74.
Well, you were either really hot or really cold, Civ.
Tis the way. Sivar gains a level.
Of shame.
Oh.
Can we get a system where there's like a full shame progression as a parallel to exhaustion?
You know, I could do that, but I'd have to backlog so many episodes of this campaign because there are so many times I can recall me just facepalming and having
Right.
to add shame. Your shame counter would be maxed out like so fast.
We all would have gotten it from the Layla thing earlier.
All right, among this
Y'all need
chest-
Jesus for that, by the way.
For what? What did I miss?
How fast can Tritons have kids?
Oh, yeah. That's why I put the concern in Discord. Here we go. You know what, Sivart? That is a good idea. That is a very good idea. There are actually tridents, but hold on. I'm seeing if trident is any different from a spear. And spear 1d6
Nope,
piercing
it
through
looks-
versatile.
Looks almost exactly the same as a spear. Spear.
Trident is the only thing is trident is martial. You want it to be a spear
Yep.
or a trident?
Ah, I can't use it if it's a trident.
Okay,
That's a
it's-
spear.
It's a spear then. It is a
Spear
it is
it
a it is a spear that looks like a broken trident.
Cool.
The it is just an unident because the other 2 prongs have been broken off. It is a spear that appears magical in nature.
Ooh. I'm going to call it
Inside this chest,
Triton Spear.
inside this chest, essentially silver. It's just a spear +1.
Yeah, He just wants to call it Triton Spear.
Yeah, okay. As well as inside this chest is a deck of cards. There's a mild pang of panic as you look at it.
All of them, everyone freezes stuck
But
inside. They're like,
it seems to be different from the one that you found earlier. Let's see.
I'll pick it up and
Usually missing 1d20.
toss it to Jericho.
It is missing 10 cards.
Jericho? Yeah, magic item.
Okay, this is pretty cool.
I'm sure there's a lot of stuff. Once the full treasure hoard is unloaded, we can unpack.
That's
That's
it.
Yeah.
That's the end of the
That's
treasure.
it.
Okay.
Dibs on the cloak. I'm wearing it.
So it was all mundane money artifacts except for the.
There are 2 magical items. The spear that Sivart he just kind of handed it to Sivart. It is a +1 spear as well as this deck. He says, "These are just some things in the treasury. I mean, we can't use them, so why not hand them over to you? And of course, some money as recompense. You have done this kingdom of great service."
Oh, thank you.
Everybody that hangs out with me or they wouldn't come back.
Oh, well, with that, Prince Shoal, may we retire back to our resting area.
Of course, don't let me keep you. You are now free
Perfect.
to move about the kingdom.
Do keep us posted as soon as you learn more from your troops coming back.
Ah, yes. Anything that is relevant, I will pass on to you.
Cool. Ooh.
I say we yoink that all back to our apartment.
Our little bubble onto the sea. Yay.
You're in your little bubble under. Oh, sorry, Solomon, you're not there.
Okay, so do we need to break up that money then, right?
Yep. And these items. Dibs on the gold embroidery robe.
And you guys can sell the art objects in town here in Corellis if you want to.
Yeah, good point. I don't want to sell this robe, though. It's so nice. I can't wait to wear it out of the water, though.
So there's 5 of us now, right?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Sivart, you now have a purple robe with gold embroidery.
It's purple, too. Awesome.
And it's silk and fancy, and it's probably your pajamas now.
Ooh.
Nyx would take the gold bracelets.
Alright, I'll divide the money up 1 second.
Alright.
Nah.
Nyx takes
Times.
one of the gold bracelets. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, that's correct. That is the amount of money that we all get.
Without selling anything.
That's just the cash reward you gave us.
It's the cash money.
Cool.
So we all got that. There's the multiple art pieces. What's the 26 you rolled?
That was to determine what the art pieces were.
Oh, okay, cool. Now, while we're here, could I take some time to look at the deck? Like, is it magical?
Oh yes, it's definitely magical.
Let me hit that identify button with a ritual.
You identify it as a deck of illusions. So basically what happens is this box contains some parchment cards. A full deck has 34, but found as is, you have 24 of them. You can count them out. The magic of the deck functions only if cards are drawn at random. You can use an action to draw a card at random from the deck and throw it to the ground at a point within 30 feet of you. An illusion of one or more creatures forms over the thrown card and remains until dispelled. An illusory creature appears real, of the appropriate size, and behaves as if it were a real creature, except that it can do no harm. While you are within 120 feet of the illusory creature and can see it, you can use an action to move it magically anywhere within 30 feet of its card. Any physical interaction with the illusory creature reveals it to be an illusion, because objects pass through it. Someone who uses an action to visually inspect the creature identifies it as illusory with a successful DC 15 intelligence check. The creature then appears translucent. The illusion lasts until its card is moved or the illusion is dispelled. When the illusion ends, the image on its card disappears and that card can't be used again.
Alright, so this is a deck that, well, you can see Sivart. It's got different creatures on it. If you throw one of these cards down, if after you pick it at random, it'll actually make an illusion of the creature you summon.
Jericho, Layla, that seems like something that would be very useful to either of you two. A distraction of sorts when needed.
Do you think, Nick's bot, do you think you'd have any interest in a portable distract?
Yes, please.
This is true.
Give it to me.
I definitely
I mean,
don't
we
mind
can-
giving it to Nick.
You can discuss
Please.
that with Mouseable, but
Yeah.
she can hold on to it.
Unless she just, for whatever reason, Aggie doesn't want it, give it to her.
I feel that Nyx would be very, very ample with it.
Hello?
Let's see. Hello.
Hello.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, she wants it.
She wants.
All
All
right.
right.
34 cards.
So just give her that info.
I'll figure out which cards are missing later. Because it looks like you pull one at random and then it disappears. Unlike the deck
You
of
just
many things.
draw 10 randomly.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that between sessions. Funny enough, there are 2 jokers in the deck that when you draw them, it gives you an illusion of you. There's some
2
fun
jokers
stuff
in
in
the
here.
deck,
There's an
nice.
Iron Golem, there's a Red Dragon, there's a Beholder.
Nick summons an illusion of herself, so the frog eats that instead of her.
And it's to summon it, you gotta do it at random, so it would be hilarious if that happened, though.
So everyone make sure you add the money to your bag. I know we got... Sivart took the silk robe, Nyx took a bracelet, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
I'll actually take a bracelet too. Does anyone want the third one? Just for funsies?
I like the mug.
Like Aggie, you think that would be a good accessory?
No.
I don't want the carved ivory statue of King Corellis.
It's like him, like doing
Give it to
like
my
a-
wife as a gift of my adventures.
It stares at me something fierce.
He's like doing the flexing, like Hercules pose.
It's King Poseidon from SpongeBob.
Probably.
Okay, so yeah, Aggie can have the third bracelet as a gift for his wife, and I think Layla's gonna keep the statuette to remind her of home, right?
Let's not, actually.
Nobody wants the statue.
Okay, we'll sell that.
Yeah, let's sell that thing. That thing's
Alright,
horrible.
you head into town, and you can easily find a collector of various memorabilia. And he says, "Oh, this is an original work of Pucelli, the great carver, and I valued it at 250 gold pieces. Please,
It is
you must
yours,
sell it to
sir.
me."
Perfect. Oh, it's all yours.
And then you guys sell it. He puts it on a shelf next to other statues of King Triton doing various other poses.
And you wanted the mugs of art?
Yeah, I'll just keep it.
Okay.
Just a drink from it. Use
So
it for
that-
mugging purposes.
Oh god. So that's all the
New
treasure,
character
right?
idea. Halfling robe that goes around mugging people with an actual mug. Just like beats them in the back of the head with a mug and steals their stuff. Because they thought that's what mugging means.
Don't give me ideas.
No, it's
All
my
right.
idea. OC, do not steal.
Alright, now that we've gotten that all out of the way, and we've been thoroughly compensated, Layla, we need a reason to leave. And quickly as possible.
We will get
What
back
say
to
you?
that as we are going to take a break.
Food time!
Time for food, drinks, bathroom, whatever. I need to go over my notes and make sure we got everything we're gonna do today. Alright, but we'll be right back, folks. Hang in there. BRB and the BRB music.
Go get food.
Be back by 30 minutes, 8:30 EST.
Cool. Alright.
Okay, I return.
Hello.
I must be sick or something, because I feel exhausted.
That's okay. You could just level us and let us level and go to sleep.
Yeah, but there's still things I want to do.
That's what they all say. Just breathe in the medicine and it will be okay.
What kind of medicine are you taking?
I just imagine it's like a nursing home. But I still have stuff to do. Just go to sleep, Grandma.
Just swallow the medicine, Grandma.
Are y'all okay?
Apparently, I'm not, because I'm exhausted.
Oh, goody. I get the aura of the Guardian. I can take damage for y'all. It's gonna be great.
More like everyone beat up on Agamemnon party. This damage can't be reduced in any way. Still, that's pretty nice. Hmm. Using this background generator on 5e tools. Pretty interesting stuff, except for the fact that my mother was neutral evil and my father was neutral good.
Sounds about right.
And the spouse is neutral evil.
Very fun.
Seems legit. I enjoy random generators, though. You can get some really good ideas off of them. That's how I got the idea for the Cult of Betos campaign I ran with my friends. Where a bunch of masked assassins were after him. And they were trying to stop him, but... because they were trying to revive the Black Dragon Betos. So they disrupted the ritual, and the dragon came out and ate the head cultist at the end. Because
Wonderful.
he desired sacrifice. That was a fun game. Mainly because player shenanigans. Pretty sure that's the one where Robert the Hug Monk. I will always tell the story of how he threw that guy into the river. Pretty sure I told you guys already. It's like a heavily clad, armored up guy, super high AC, guarding this bridge that they needed to cross. And,
Yeah, you did. And he threw it over.
yeah, he threw him into the river, which is only like 10 feet deep at most. Probably not even that. But he was wearing heavy armor, so he couldn't swim up, so he just drowned. And that was in the second turn of a boss encounter, so...
Wonderful.
It was amazing. Session ended early that day.
Yeah, I bet.
I think it needs to be square, Aggie. Hope Silver's doing okay.
I am here, so just FYI.
Key. Waiting on Silver. While we're waiting on him, what's the plan?
Who are we waiting on?
Silver, he's not back yet.
I see.
What's the current plan?
Go
Well,
back to the surface, of course.
let's say, did we have anything else we needed to do down here?
It'd be nice to stop back at home in Earthcut. But we don't have to if we have another adventure waiting. It's fine.
Well, so question, and maybe this just got kind of lost in translation, DM. Layla was being pursued by assassins. Is that over now because of the mayor?
tell you that. You'd have to gather information on that.
So we don't know for certain that that threat is over.
Yes, you never found out if the Marrow Queen / Marrow threat was linked to the assassination attempts.
Sounds like we're gonna have to talk with Shoal once he gets more information and try and figure that out.
Savart! Where did you go? You might have ran into difficulties. So, let's just go ahead and level up while he's away. Spend some time doing that. He's a DM, he knows how to level. Alright, Corrales Kingdom. Switch the stream back. There we go. Alright, level up! Good job. Alright. Jericho, what are your plans for leveling up?
Yeah, we're level 7, right?
Yes, we're level 7 now.
Yeah, I'm going to take Bard 5,
Alright.
so that will give me the D8 and short rest inspiration.
And short rest, yes. Indeed. And your spell slots, I believe, should be like a 7th level wizard.
Right, I get my first, for real, 3rd level spell now.
Yeah, you have a 4th level spell slot.
But no 4th level spell to cast.
Yeah. Now you can learn. Let's see, 5th level. So yeah, now you can learn Bard levels at 3rd level. Bard spells at 3rd level. That's right. Okay, so spell slots. Let me just copy and paste this real quick for 7th level. Okay. So it looks like it's the same for 6th, except you get a 4th level spell slot now. 1 4th level spell slot.
I do.
Jericho
He
does.
was
What are
talking
you
to
doing
me.
for level 7?
Oh, I'm taking 6th level.
6th level Bard?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you also do the same thing. Yeah, okay. So you get a 4th level spell slot. You get 1 of those. As for Bard level 6, you get a feature from your Bard College, which is Glamour.
Oh, she gets the Lelouch form now.
Mantle of Majesty. At 6th level, you gain the ability to cloak yourself in a fey magic that makes others want to serve you. As a bonus action, you cast Command without expending a spell slot, and you take on an appearance of unearthly beauty for 1 minute or until your concentration ends. During this time, you can cast Command as a bonus action on each of your turns without expending a spell slot. Any creature charmed by you automatically fails its saving throw against the command you cast with this feature. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest.
That's gonna be really fun.
I did not watch Code Geass because I have taste.
Bad ones, apparently.
Okay, look. Listen here, you little...
if you don't like pizza, waifu, I don't know how to help you.
I have issues with various scenes in that anime. As well as questionable decisions about some of the characters. I have concerns.
As we can tell, you've made a meme out of it.
I merely copied the meme. Right. Agamemnon, I assume, is going Paladin.
Paladin level 7, took the average HP. I'll be getting Aura of the Guardian, allowing me to take damage for other people as a reaction within 10.
Indeed. So now you must decide if you want to oppose your shield or take the damage. Well,
Indeed.
seeing as how I'm gonna need to start rolling. I'm gonna need to start rolling monster attacks one at a time now.
Dun 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 dun. I'm slowing down combat. One level at a time.
How dare you? Nyx we'll go over later, but if she's going level 7 rogue, she gets evasion. So basically, she takes half damage on anything that makes her do a dex saving throw, and if she succeeds, she takes no damage.
It's like Shield Master, but so much better.
Because it just happens. It's very nice. Assuming Sivart goes level 7 Warlock, he gets a new spell and a new invocation. And he goes up to 4th level spells. His slots are now 4th. So that should be fun. Man, I'm apparently really not feeling good today. Just feel that wave of exhaustion just kind of... It's okay. I'll be fine. For at least an hour.
You sure?
I'm good. Exhaustion I can deal with. Depression, no. I can't do that. I have dealt with exhaustion.
Very sorry about that.
He lives!
Line at the freaking store was, oh my god. Why? It's 8:30 at night. Why?
We're doing level 7.
Levels up.
I assume you're going for level 7 Warlock.
I have no intention of changing from Warlock.
Alright, so you know another spell. You gain an invocation. And your slots are now 4th level.
Best part of waking up as a Warlock.
And for the Celestial spell list... My word. Who are you choking out?
My cat.
Alright. So I'm not worried about you getting leveled up. I don't even know you're
No,
worried
I'll make all the announcements to be like, this
Yeah.
is what's going on.
Layla apparently rolled for her health.
Yep.
Let's see. There we go. Okay, while you were away, Sivart, Jericho mentioned that you wanted to maybe talk to Prince Shoal about the assassination attempts on Layla above ground. See if they were linked.
Oh. No. Sivar wants to not talk to him. He wants to leave. Find any excuse he can, and he's leaving that on Layla.
I was just trying to make, like, that was what brought us down here. Is it actually safe for us to go back up yet?
Oh. I would assume so. Those who would want...
I believe you cut out.
Those who would want Layla dead don't want her dead anymore.
That we know
assume.
of.
Okay. Do you have any qualms with us leaving?
I just would like to get the final debriefing from Shoal. Is there a reason why you don't want that?
Other than the longer we spend in front of Shoal, the more likely it is that they discover that we're trying to sneak the staff out of here. So I just always try to avoid any unnecessaries. That's it.
That's a fair point. I just don't feel like we should immediately leave if it's still going to be dangerous for us the moment we get above water.
Oh, I believe it will, with all the other events going on, but still better than... You have to remember that with us leaving with the staff, this civil war isn't going to die peacefully. It isn't going to just puffer out in a bit of smoke as Prince Shoal has suspected it will. That's not how wars happen. Layla is still in very much danger here just because she is a high-profile target. Better off that she is somewhere like Earthcut, where she won't be a target for a time being. Give it a few months. Let things calm down. Layla can act as her emissary job. Earthcut seems to like it. So...
Right, like I said, I'm trying to make sure that the people that were trying to kill her are taken care of now and not still at large. We think that they were sent by the Queen, but DM confirmed that we actually don't know for a fact they were.
We don't know for a fact, and I can't find a reason, or I can't see a way that we could confirm it here.
Just to see if with his final information debriefing, if he uncovered anything about that.
You haven't talked to him recently, so you'd have to go with Prince Shoal and ask him about it.
Yep.
Do you guys want to go talk to him right now?
No. Layla, why don't you go with the debriefing?
Why don't I what?
Again, the least person that they're going to suspect is you. If you go attend the debriefing and then give ample reason to leave, we can just leave.
Alright.
Good idea?
Sure, I'll go do that.
Alright, so
Alright.
Is Layla going by herself then?
Agamemnon. I'll go with. I'll stand by as bodyguard. Since Jericho has the staff, everything should be fine. Alright, Layla, are you ready? Let's go get us a debriefing.
Alrighty.
Alright, you manage to head back to the castle. You know, the guards wave you through. And, you manage to get an audience with Prince Shoal. It seems he's, meeting with people again, but he can fit you into his schedule You got plenty of time.
Prince Shoal?
Oh, yes. Layla, Sivart, was it? Sivart, yes, Sivart.
Thank you. Layla has expressed time for a debriefing. She has further questions of her own.
Very well. How can I help you, sister?
While I was on land, there were a couple of times where I was targeted, and we wanted to be sure that even that those ended with the Marrow Queen being killed. We don't have any other leads or suspects, do we?
None that I'm aware of, no.
Biscuit.
Well, you'll make sure to report any new info to me, right? If I go ahead and go back.
Yes, I can do that. That'd be easy enough.
Okay, because I am planning on finishing out my my trip up.
I see. There shouldn't be a problem with that, but, did you want to go say goodbye to Father first? I mean, I think he'd understand if you just left. That's sort of your style, but, merely a suggestion.
I'd like to, but I know at least Savard is pretty excited to head home. She kind of will like roll her eyes to.
And he kind of looks over and says, "Huh, yes, living underwater is not be fit for these land dwellers." Oh, I understand.
Exactly.
I understand.
Could I have done something for them before they left?
What did you want to do for them?
I'm assuming with serpents attending us, I could have gotten a piece of the special copper paper.
The copper, like, sheets?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have gotten some.
I would like to leave Prince Shoal a message that Sivar could hand to him. It is the key to my cipher that I can make as a linguist now, so that I can send coded messages to Prince Shoal if I ever need it.
Oh, cool.
Alright.
Our clairvoyant, Jericho, wished that I give you this, Prince, and I'll hand it over.
He says, He kind of flips it around. See? What is it?
I believe it is a way for him to communicate to you in case of emergency.
And he kind of looks it over. He says, okay. Then he tucks it inside of his coat. I will hold on to it then.
Sir will step back, take his bodyguard position again.
Is there anything else you needed? I believe your burrito is done.
No, that's quite it. Thank you.
What's hilarious is that's what it is.
Oh wow, I got lucky. Says, very well. I wish you luck, sister. And you, Sivat, take good care of her.
I will.
I know she could be quite a handful.
Two, if you to be quite honest.
Sending. Love it. One of my favorite spells. Especially if you want to mess with someone. Alright, so eventually, you bow and make your way out of the audience chamber, and you're in the castle. If you don't want to do anything in here, then you can swim back to the guest room.
let's go back to the guest room.
Yeah. Let's go and gather up the rest.
All right. We're back, everyone. The debriefing went swimmingly. Alex expressed an interest to continue.
God
Sorry.
damn it.
Layla has expressed an interest to return back to Earthcut and finished her duties there. And unfortunately, we will receive any information from Shoal finding any evidence of further cohorting against Layla's life.
And you did give him the code I sent you, right?
I did. I don't exactly know how it works.
Your second burrito is done.
It's the first one. Burrito time.
Alrighty. Well, I guess that's all we really had to do down under here then.
Alright, what's the plan, Stan?
Enslaving all the lesser species. Oh wait, we've already done that.
Well, I guess now that we have cloaks of the manta ray, we could all just sail up to the intermediary island and catch a ship back to Leewick.
Everyone okay with that plan?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We don't have all of our voices.
Sounds good to me. Says the tiniest voice.
Okay. So, you gather up your things, you get ready, and you start swimming up to the surface. And as you break the surface, you can see off in the distance there's a small, what looks like a small island, almost like a sandbar. You start swimming and you get closer, but it looks as if it's actually a very small island. There are several Triton guards nearby, holding tridents, and there's a small wooden shack, kind of hanging out in the shadow of a palm tree. And you make it there, and you get up on land, and kind of give you quizzical looks.
Hello there.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, my lady, Princess Layla. And they give a quick bow. He said, well, we did not expect you to be coming by. I do apologize for the ramshackle condition of this island. We don't get many royal visitors out this way. Is there
That's
anything we
okay.
can do for you?
Do you know when the next ship that might be heading towards Leewick is due to come by?
Ship towards Lilik. Let me go look at the schedule real quick. And he walks off to the cabin. Kind of looks at a map of some kind. You're probably standing around for about 2 minutes when he comes back. Says the next ship should arrive this afternoon, I believe.
We might have to try and persuade our way on board.
Well, I'm sure if you've got coin, you could make your way on board. That's how things usually go in Leewick. Will you be depositing your cloaks here then?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe we should.
Very well. I will make sure that they reach the kingdom safely. And he takes each of your cloaks of the mana ray and disappears inside the ramshackle hut.
Goodbye, cloak.
The other guard is there, he's kind of in the background. He's setting out like chairs that are kind of like, the beach chairs. He's just setting them out underneath the shade. There's a very very kind of fancy looking one that's obviously set aside for royalty. It's probably the captain's chair, as it were, but they've kind of, breaking out all the stops here for Princess Layla. He says, "Please, relax while you wait for your vessel. We would be more than happy to attend you."
Fancy, fancy.
And, they hand you some drinks, and you get to chill on the beach for a while.
Layla might play her ukulele a little bit while they wait.
You kind of, dry out your equipment, wring out some of the water, etc.
My tobacco pipe will never be usable again.
You will need to buy a new one, unfortunately. You're all just kind of relaxing when the boat eventually makes its way to Lilik, weighs anchor just offshore, and a couple rowboats start heading towards shore, and the Triton are, making exchanges, trading, as it were. And you are able to negotiate passage for 5 gold per person back to Liwick.
No big deal. Come a long way from begging for each ride, ain't that right, Sav?
I do remember that.
Layla will pay for all of them.
Layla pays your way onto the boat. And the gang is setting sail for Liwick. And I think we will end it there, because I am getting really tired for some reason. Probably
That's all right.
sick.
Gives time to level up.
But I need to talk with Mouseball a little bit. But that can wait after session. Let's see here. The gang has defeated the Marrow threat in Corellis Kingdom. But what mysteries still lie behind the rod of aquatic dominance? Why was Melim so hell-bent on destroying it? What did the party do with Melim's sword? Because I forgot to ask them. What adventures await back in Liwick and perhaps Earthcut? Find out next time on Dungeons and Dragons.